What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Unsolicited with Sam and Jordyn. I am Sam. This is Jordyn. I did not confirm whether or not
Oh, wait, I can talk. I can't hear you. I can't hear you right now.
How about now?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Okay.
I like how I was talking as if they couldn't hear me, even though they could hear me and you could hear me. We just couldn't hear you.
I was like, oh no, I've lost. What a start, what a start. Anyways, hello.
Should we start over?
No. It's very authentic.
I mean, this is an unsolicited podcast intro.
Yes. But for our visual people, I have shelves and things on my wall now. I meant to tape that, but there's a wire here. But it's fine.
Oh my God, can you guys tell we had a week off?
Yeah. I don't even know what's going on anymore. But how are you? How's life? We haven't really spoken that much.
No, we really haven't. First I want to say the background is everything. It's giving. I think it's perfect. I can't wait to have a backdrop that isn't the bar stools that I'm selling. Speaking of, if anybody wants them, I can't seem to get rid of them. Send me a DM if you want my bar stools. This is free promo for them. But yeah, no, me and Sam had a week off last week, so me and her haven't got to catch up, and there's been a lot going down. Why? Are you dying? Are you okay?
I was coughing. I'm fine.
Oh, no. We're a little rusty getting back on the horse this week. It's also, for context, it's like 8 p.m. right now. We both had very full days of work and everything. So we're doing the best that we can on this evening.
Sure.
I also was put through a lot of I was put on a emotional roller coaster today by Miss Blondie herself.
Oh, yes, indeed. The fact that we did not get Reputation Taylor's version. I really thought it was it this time.
Oh, I was fully convinced, like, not a doubt in my mind. I was like, this makes too much sense.
It really did. Like I was seeing so many videos, and like obviously we have been talking about this for what, like a year? No.
More.
Yeah, I guess so. But anyway, we've been talking for a while. Ever since 1989, Taylor's version came out, everybody was like, okay, we're getting Reputation.
Yes.
Every single Easter egg that I saw, I was like, this is true. Like, I'm taking this as is. Like, I'm not denying anything. And every single time I get hurt.
Yes. No, and literally, like, she started doing the clues that were like so in your face and obvious, and ones that like were proven true in the past. Like, even the one time that we saw her out before the Eras Tour started, she was carrying a purse. And if you looked up the name of the purse, it was the Tuesday bag, which is like, so everyone was like, oh, Tuesday. That's just another Easter egg for August 20th. But no. And you know what really, really got me? Her freaking coming out of the floodgates, orange lover bodysuit.
Oh, that and the Midnight's bodysuit.
Yep.
Yeah, but when the Midnight's bodysuit changed, that's when I really was like, oh, it's happening.
Yeah.
Like, why else would she change the Midnight's bodysuit except to release Reputation Taylor's version? Like, but no, she's just having some fun with her wardrobe, and then decided today, on the last day of the European leg of the tour, which is also the other thing, like, we were like, I think when she released 1989 or announced 1989, it was the last show of the American tour.
Yes. And I'll let you finish, but yes, you're correct.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, that's the other thing. And then when she walked out to do her surprise set today, I'm watching it on my grainy live stream, and it's fucking Jack Antonoff, and they start fucking singing Getaway Car. I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. It has to be happening.
Yes, no, me and my best friend Robbie, who's a frequent name drop on the show, me and him were chatting about it, and we were talking about that too. Like, there hasn't been a major moment or like a major pause in the tour where she hasn't done something massive before it. And like, all signs were pointing to Reputation. It made so much sense. So we were so convinced. And then, I made a tweet about it, how she starts to show in a lover bodysuit. Then we get to the surprise song set, which is where shit gets announced. Starts out on stage, loud and proud, orange dress. I was like, oh my God, it's fucking happening. And then she goes, oh, I'm going to call a friend up. In her orange dress, brings out Jack Antonoff, sings with him on stage. They sing Getaway Car.
Yes.
And then she goes, bye, Jack, and goes on to sing So Long London. And that's
like nothing's happening.
And then dives underwater as if our whole world just didn't explode.
And they did the whole the moment when they're riding Getaway Car, where they're just like they're going back and forth riding the bridge, and they mashed it up with Death by a Thousand Cuts, which in and of itself is just bananas. I was like, oh my god, like it was just the fact that she didn't is now, I think she's just doing it on purpose.
Yes.
She has to be. She has to see what everyone's talking about, all the little things they think, she must just do things, and she's just like, oh, they're gonna think that's an Easter egg. Like, shit.
Yes, now I'm starting to think, I'm like, maybe she made us way too fucking crazy, because like we look at every little thing she does, and she's probably out there just like living, and she's like, oh my God, I'm gonna, because I stepped my foot this way. And like, I believe every single theory. Like everything, every movement she makes, every outfit she wears, I dissect everything.
No, this is all her fault.
It is. It all started with debut with the freaking capital letters.
She has been placing the Easter eggs since she must have been placing Easter eggs before she was even like pursuing music at this point.
Probably.
Like in the womb. She's like Morse code tapping Andrea, like, guess when I'll drop Reputation Taylor's version.
I was in a very interesting conversation at work today where someone was talking about Taylor Swift, talking about the Easter eggs. And this is coming from someone who like respects her, but is not a Swiftie by any means. So they're talking about her, asking all these questions about the Easter eggs, because at that point, that was pre-show. I was freaking out. I thought we were getting Reputation. I was talking about all the Easter eggs that are now incorrect. And they literally were like, I wonder what Taylor Swift would do if she wasn't a musician. And I was like, ooh, maybe like a poet, an author. And he goes, I think she'd be a detective. And I think she'd be solving murders. And I was like, interesting take.
Yeah, I mean, very fair. Also, I don't know if my audio just changed, but my mic just said that my mic got unplugged. And I'm like, it didn't, because I'm looking at it.
Oh no.
But I mean, I have my computer, so at least as long as you can hear me, I guess that's all that matters. But let's see. How about now?
I can hear you.
Oh, we love troubleshooting live on air.
Woo!
My goodness. Woo. What a freaking episode this is starting out to be. We're not even 10 minutes in yet, and like, this is disastrous. But yeah.
I offered to start over.
No. It's not as fun. It's fun always first take. First takes are always fun.
Oh my God.
I literally was just sitting, I was folding my laundry. I had my live stream pulled up, and I was sitting there watching it, and I was just like, and when you texted me earlier today too, and you were just like, I don't think we're getting Reputation. And I was like, how could she be so naive? Like, how could she say this? We are getting Reputation Taylor's version today. I would have bet my life savings on it. And
I would have literally, when she came out for Fearless and it wasn't the black inspired dress, I knew. Like, I was like, this album, there's too much anticipation around it. Like, I thought the clues or the Easter eggs were so obvious. And so like when she came out to like in Just Gold, I was like, that's sus. And I was like, we'll see what happens for Enchanted. Then nothing happened for Enchanted. And then she came out for Reputation in the Old Faithful.
It really is. Homegirl's holding on for like 2 years now.
Yep.
Do you think when it actually is going to happen, if she announces it on this tour, because we only have 4 more months left in this
Yeah.
year, which she said that at the end of this year, it's over. Yeah, Eras Tour
Yeah,
is
she
over.
has a break until October, and then she goes from October to December.
Right. So, do you think if she's gonna announce it on tour, do you think she's gonna walk out in new Reputation clothing? Like,
Yes. Well,
but it's gonna give
I
it away right away.
here's how I was picturing this would have been my dream, and this is literally what I was like when I woke up this morning, I was like, this is what's gonna happen in the Eras Tour today.
Okay.
Show goes completely normal up to Reputation.
Mhm.
Reputation starts normal. She comes out, is singing, and at some point, there's like a glitch, and like all the lights shut off. And then there's like a dun 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 dun, and then it's like it comes up, and then she starts singing something. But like it gets announced like in the middle of the set. Like I thought it was gonna be very dramatic, like very like that's what I was fully prepared for.
I mean, that would be pretty dope.
Right?
That would be pretty dope. I would probably pee my pants a little bit.
Right?
Like,
Right?
anything that's gonna happen slightly in the Reputation set at any point in time, if any like, the smallest thing is different, that's gotta be it. Like, this woman has not touched this set list
Oh.
or the outfit or anything. I just I can't. I can't with
I
her.
haven't been watching. So like when the Eras Tour first started, I was watching like almost every night on
Same.
a live stream. I don't watch as much anymore. Like I just check for updates
Mhm.
and then I watch the videos after they're posted.
Yeah.
So I forgot about the new transition from Reputation into like Folklore Evermore. So all of a sudden the snake was going, then it turned like green, and it turned all these different colors. And I was like, it's happening. It's happening. And then I was like, oh no, this is just fucking Willow. Like
God damn Willow. Ugh. Yeah, no, it's just I really at this point, I don't know. I don't know when it's gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna happen on this tour. I saw someone talk about this guy on TikTok. His name, I guess he's like a Swiftologist. I don't know.
oh
But
my,
he
how do we get that title?
yeah, but he like everything he says is usually true. And he said that we are not getting Reputation this year. And I don't know if it meant the album or the announcement, but and so everybody was like talking about that on my TikTok, and one girl was just like, "Oh yeah, I blocked him because I can't like listen to anything that he says." Now I'm like, I don't know which sources to believe in this scenario. I have no idea. But
That's
I've also
crazy
never
though.
seen this guy before. You know, like I've not seen any of his videos before. Just all of a sudden people are talking about how everything he says is right. But
Interesting.
I I don't know.
I mean, it would make sense though, because there was the theory because she had 2 re-recordings and then Midnights came out. And then there were 2 re-recordings and then the Tortured Poets. So now everyone's thinking that we will get Reputation and Debut at some point within 2025. And like the fact that it didn't happen today when there's so much pointed to it makes me think that yeah, we're probably not going to see Reputation or hear Reputation until 2025.
I'd be okay as long as she just told us it's gonna be next year. Like, if she was just like, "Hey, guess what? Next March."
She never would though.
I know, but I just wanna know.
I know. Like, even if she does a whole announcement and she's like, "Bitches, it's a year away." Like, at least I know it's coming and like
That's
I
what I'm
have something to
saying.
look forward to.
Like, I just yeah, that's the thing. Like, I just need her to say, "Hey, guess what? Reputation's gonna come out, when you're 35." And I'm be
Yep.
like, "Okay, great. At least I know when it's gonna happen and I can count the days down." I mean, when are we even gonna get Debut? When is that gonna happen? Freaking 2028? Like, come on. The
It's
next electoral year? Like, is she doing this by presidential campaign? Like, what? Come on, girl. Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. I'm done with her.
I'm stressed. And like, cause also like at some point, like not to sound greedy, but at some point, like we're also gonna want new music again too. Like
She's only one person.
She's only one person, but I want a Travis Love album so bad.
I mean, she sprinkled it in
She
Tortured
did.
Poets.
She did. You know what? I gotta say something.
Say it. Say it.
I think I've definitely said it on here previously, but I was driving home today. It was a perfect day outside today. It was like 72 degrees, crisp, bright sun. I'm driving home from work with my windows down, listening to Midnights. And
Of
I was
course.
like,
What else would you be listening to?
yeah. And I was like, geez, this is my favorite album of all time. Like, and this, I think it came out, didn't it come out in like October? Initially, October, November. Like it came
Yeah.
out in the fall. So I think the weather today, plus like it was my first time listening to it in like 2 weeks.
Oh.
I admitted that. I took like a little hiatus and I came back and I was like, yeah, this album is just the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
Fair enough. Fair
I
enough. I was actually thinking, I listened to the Tortured Poets department like recently, and I hadn't been listening to it that much. And as I was listening to it, it's a great album with great songs, but it definitely has some skips for me. And it's not for any other reason other than like I don't really want to listen to I Can Fix Him. No, really I can't. Like I just like that like there's just certain like there are just certain songs that I want to listen to. Like 9 times out of 10 when I turn on like this album, I go to the Black Dog. I start at the Black Dog.
As you should.
Which honestly, if we're rewinding back when I put that song back at number 5 in my list, fuck that. It's number 1.
Yes!
It's number 1. It's the
Yes!
best song on the album. And then I don't know what it was about me when I pre-ordered the vinyl back before we had even heard any of these songs, and I got the Black Dog vinyl. Worth every penny. I put on my vinyl today and I was just like, oh, this has the Black Dog on it, and it just makes it so much better. But like going from the Black Dog to I'm Gonna Get You Back to the Albatross, like those songs, maybe I just like the second half of the album better.
Yeah. It sounds like you're an
know.
anthology queen.
Yeah.
I was listening to The Bolter today and I was like, hands down, one of her best songs.
So good.
The Bolter is so beyond underrated.
I really love Robin. Like I have come to really love Robin, and not too many people talk about Robin that much. I found out, I had no idea that it was about Aaron Dresser's child named Robin.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I found out from a YouTube video like 2 weeks ago.
I have to confess something.
Yes, please do.
So I have like an hour commute to and from work. So I'm in the car for 2 hours a day, every day, which is still not enough time to listen to the entire thing. So I have 2 starting points and there's like no in between.
Yes.
I will start at the Tortured Poets department, number 2, and I will get down to like Sometimes Guilty as Sin.
Okay.
And that's like I just listen to the whole block straight through.
Sure.
Or I get in the car and I start at the Black Dog and I listen to everything. But whenever I get to the Bolter and then it's Robin and the Manuscript, I go to Fortnite and I I skip them. I haven't given them I like them, and the Manuscript, I respect the lyrics 100, like amazing.
It's hard to just listen to the Manuscript just like in your car.
It is. It's not a good car song.
No. Like if I'm like sitting here and I just like have music playing and it comes on, like that's one thing.
Yes.
But it is, some of these songs are just so sad.
Yes.
That it is tough. So like at least for like Smallest Man Who's Ever Lived, you get like that bridge.
Yes.
You like just get pumped up about it. So it's like that's what I look forward to when I listen to The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. But the Manuscript is just like you're just listening to her talk to you basically. And it's a gorgeous song and it's beautiful and it's so meaningful. I don't even remember the last time I listened to the Manuscript, unfortunately.
No, and Robin, I really just don't listen to, literally because it didn't click. Like I was like, I cannot put together what this song means.
Yeah, I think I just found a new appreciation for it, knowing that like what she's saying, she's like talking to a small child that she knows personally. Oh. This episode's off the rails.
No, literally. We can never take any time off again. Yeah, I'm fine. That just like stung.
But anyway, but yeah, there's just certain like I'll start at shoot, I think it's So Long London. I think I'll skip through the first 4 songs. Like I don't
Do you like the Tortured Poets Department?
not really.
Everyone makes fun of me. I'm like
The song, you mean, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It's fine. I will listen to it again if it just came on shuffle, but I'm not going out of my way to press it to
I
listen
like
to it.
look forward to it every morning.
I mean, I respect that. This I think that's what's so versatile about this album is that it hits so many different points
It
that there
does.
are parts of it that some people don't like that other people like, and there are other parts that people really really enjoy that they find out other people don't really like, which is interesting.
I also have my days, like whether I'm just a Tortured Poets Department girl or if I'm an anthology girl. Because like
Yeah,
it depends on the weather, it depends on the vibe. Like,
very fair. Yeah, it's like if I like sometimes I'm like I need something to like inject into my body and it's like I got to put on Florida. Like that's
yes,
like the one that's like I need the bass of this drum to hit my sternum. Like
yes.
that's what I need. But sometimes I'm just like, do I really want to listen to Taylor Swift scream the word Florida in my ear right now? No, I
Oh,
don't. It's like, yeah, you have to be in a certain mood for certain songs, and there's so many songs. That's like it's not one cohesive album, it's 2 separate albums if you really
yes.
think about it. 2.
Two.
Yeah,
I'm being Taylor when she was teasing it.
indeed. But yeah. So I think we can jump away from Taylor Swift for a bit here. Because I think that
Probably.
we'll just keep on going and we have actually other things to talk
We
about.
do.
Let's jump into the It Ends With Us drama because I think I have done more research on this entire thing than like since like I was a junior in college. I've
Good.
done
Well, then
so much
I'm gonna
research.
let you kind of go into the basics of it. Not even go dive deep into it because
Yeah.
I probably know the surface level.
Okay. So, to be completely transparent with our listeners, I have not read the books, but I went out of my way to read the Spark Notes. And so now I know It Ends With Us and It Starts With Us. I read the
Okay.
It Starts With Us as well because I was like, maybe there's some sort of connections here. So I just read them both. So I know what happens. Um, I'll be honest, I'm really glad I didn't read them. I don't think I would have enjoyed them. Which it's no at all shade to you because I know that you enjoy them. But like like reading through them, I was like, I just don't maybe if I was younger, I think if I was younger, like maybe early 20s, I would have enjoyed it a little bit more, but like me nearing 30 now, which is disgusting, I I don't know. There's something about it.
I think that was one of the first books that I read after coming out of like a couple year long reading slump that like got me back into reading. And
Mhm.
I also was going through a massive, massive heartbreak at the time. So I think it was like the perfect storm as to why I liked it.
Mhm.
But reading everything that I have now, I think if I went back, I literally just tried reading a Colleen Hoover like a couple months ago, and I was like, this sucks. Like compared to like everything else and like the love stories, especially within like the romanticy world, it
Right.
just like does not compare. So like yes, I love them, but tentatively. Because like I've read so much better since then, and now I see all the issues that came with that book.
I think that's what it is. I think that there's a certain demographic to read Colleen Hoover, and it is a younger, early 20s-ish audience for people who are like you said, like getting back into reading. I
Yes.
read Verity. That was like my jump back into reading. And I
Now sorry. There's
no,
a theory that Verity was ghostwritten because it's so different from like all of her other
really
books. Like there's this girl on TikTok, I'll have to find her account, who literally said she was like, I have done like deep dives into her writing, and Verity is so vastly different. Like not even just like the genre, but just like in the writing in general.
interesting.
So I mean
Very
that's like literally 100% a rumor, but wild.
very interesting because Verity, I didn't hate it.
Yes.
It was
I
my
love
favorite book.
Verity.
Yeah, but I did enjoy it while I was reading it. Like I got spooked and everything. Like it coursed emotion through me. But anyway, so I know about the books and I have deep dive into this whole drama thing. So it started like with the fact that where do I want to start? We'll start with the fact that again, we're just gonna go and we're just gonna discuss. You can butt in at any time.
Okay.
Justin Baldoni, who is Ryle, is also the director of the movie. Then we have Blake Lively, who plays Lily. She's a producer. Everyone in the cast, including Colleen Hoover, does not follow Justin Baldoni on Instagram. And I was reading about that originally, so I was like, oh, so here Justin Baldoni is the bad guy. Now, I, from my past experiences, really, really like Justin Baldoni because I watched Jane the Virgin, and he was Raphael in Jane the Virgin. I really enjoyed him. He just, I never had an issue with him. But so all this stuff was coming out, and I was like, no, Raphael, no. But then I was like watching all these videos of him like promoting this book or this movie, which I find out is about. I had not one singular clue this was about domestic violence.
Yeah.
Which is issue number one.
Yep.
Why are they not marketing this as a domestic violence? Where's the trigger warning? On the book as well.
Yes. And this is where, and I'm sure we'll dive into this. You keep going in order because I don't want to derail.
There's no order.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say that leads into a lot of the issues with Blake Lively that are coming out right now. Because everyone's talking about the fact that, like, she's like, grab your florals, grab your friends,
Yes.
like, go watch It Ends With Us. And here, I mean, just warning, if you haven't read the book or seen the movie, I'm giving you a spoiler now. Please click away.
3, 2, 1.
Okay. Yes, it does have a happy ending, which is great. Awesome. Like, fantastic. That does not take away from what 90% of
Right.
the plot is. Like, it just doesn't. Like, majority of it is abuse. Like,
Sure.
very toxic. And I think what's really fucked up about it is it's done in like a really subtle way, like very manipulative. Like, you as the reader fall in love with the character, and then you start to see the bad and you're like, oh wait, like what the, like this is,
I see,
so like it's already kind of like misleading. So like it should absolutely have like trigger warnings and shit because they kind of make it look pretty in the book, which it never should be.
Right. And so that was like number one. I'm very lucky to not be a victim of domestic violence. Otherwise, I would start reading the Spark Notes or watching this movie and like, oh my God, like shocking. It would be shocking. So that was the first thing. And I'm watching Justin Baldoni talk about this movie in a way that's very like real. Like he's like saying like, here's a hotline for women who are or people who are in domestic violence, situations. This is not about me because people are like, oh, like how did you feel and this, and he's like, this is not about me. This is about raising awareness and this and that, and that's why I wanted to make the movie to begin with and blah blah blah. And then of course, like you said, Blake Lively's out here talking about her hair care products and everything. There's the interview that popped up about her with like a Swedish interviewer who congratulated her on being pregnant, and she like really took offense to that, which okay, sorry that someone was congratulating you on your pregnancy, but and I never had an issue with, I don't know about you, but I've never had an issue with Blake Lively.
No, I always thought she was lovely. So I'm like very taken back, but like I definitely see, like at first I was like, okay, like is everyone being dramatic? Cause like I kind of live under a rock. So like I'll hear about these things, but I don't see everything.
Yeah.
So then I started watching the interviews and I was like, no, like some of these are rubbing me the wrong way. Like there's something off.
Yeah, it's very, very strange. But I'm interested on this whole situation because then I heard that Justin Baldoni was making some people feel uncomfortable on set. And I don't know if you heard about this.
No.
But there's obviously intimate scenes within this movie and this book. And like Blake Lively claims, I don't know if this came directly from her or from someone else who said that she said it. It's all alleged stuff,
Okay.
that he lingered too long on a kiss and she was just like, nope. That's weird. Don't like it. Justin Baldoni's married, Blake Lively's married, they were being professionals, but apparently he lingered. So that was, and like other people within the cast said the same thing. So it was like, okay, like maybe Justin Baldoni's just covering his ass. He hired the PR team that Johnny Depp hired. Like, you know, like you're like, maybe he's covering his ass. But at the same time, I'm like, just like Justin Baldoni is talking about Blake Lively. He's like, she's a talented person. She does this, blah, blah, blah. And they are not even mentioning Justin Baldoni's name in any of their interviews. And I'm like, there could be a sense of respect here, and there's not. And that's what's starting to rub me the wrong way about Blake Lively and the rest of this, you know, crew. But at the same time, I'm like, everyone in this movie isn't following Justin Baldoni on Instagram. So what happened? Like, did she manipulate everybody to like say like you have to hate Justin Baldoni? Like there's so many things.
See, like, I am going through a lot of back and forth right now because I'm like, okay, she's one of Taylor Swift's best friends. Like, would Taylor Swift be friends with someone who's super bitchy? Right. I would think no. But, like, also, I feel like Taylor Swift's the kind of person where if Blake's always nice to Taylor, like, Taylor, I feel like, has the biggest heart in the world, and maybe she doesn't see what other people see, which would make total sense. And then I found out that Lily Vanderwoodson, the real actress from Gossip Girl. Did you ever watch Gossip Girl?
I never watched Gossip Girl. So,
well, the woman who played her mother on the show, I forget her name in real life, follows the entire cast except Blake on Instagram. And I was like, that's us. Like, yeah, that's really sketchy.
You want to hear something else? Taylor Swift, Blake Lively related. Again, alleged. I can't say like this is 100% true, but I woke up this morning at like 8 o'clock. Catherine had sent me a like 10-minute long video, and she was like, "Here's everything you need to know." And I was like, "Got it." One of the things in this video was that we haven't really seen Selena Gomez and Taylor Swift together as much, and Taylor Swift and Blake Lively have been together a lot. And apparently, Selena Gomez, not really a fan of Blake Lively.
No.
Again, alleged. I don't know. That could be 100% wrong. This is what the lady in the TikTok said. But I was like, we used to see Selena. And when Selena Gomez and Taylor Swift were seen at the Grammys, what was that?
I think it was a Grammy.
Golden Globes? No, I think it was Golden Globes. Anyway, Blake Lively was not there. So I was like, oh,
maybe Blake is a problem.
Maybe. I mean, like, it's just very interesting. It seems like there might be some just out of touchness with some things. Like maybe, you know, obviously celebrities, they aren't just like in the nitty gritty of it all the time. So it's like maybe they are just like aloof and they don't realize what's going on in other places or people or whatever. But just from what I've been seeing, and now that I know the plot of the book and I know how it ends and I know the themes and everything, like, I'm like, if I didn't know anything else and I had just seen like Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively, I'd be listening to Justin Baldoni, which has nothing to do with anything else other than the themes of this story, that he's leaning into them and she's not.
That's really, as of right now, that's my only beef with Blake, because like I've liked her, like we've been watching her our whole lives. Like she kind of started acting weird with the press for this, and now everyone's coming out saying she's a bad person. So like I don't know if she's actually a bad person. That I'm not 100% convinced of. But I don't like, especially coming from someone who read the book, like I was talking about earlier, I think she should absolutely lean into what the book's actually about much more than she is. Like that to me is a little shady, and literally just for the sake of like people deserve to know. Because like you mentioned, like for people that are in that situation, like if you're just going to watch a movie and you expect it to be this light rom-com, like that's jarring, like, and it's not fair. Like everyone needs to know what they're getting into. So
yeah. And then what was the last thing? There was like one more thing. I forgot what it was. But what I was thinking about was if they do decide to do the sequel, how are they going to do that?
I don't know.
How
The
they like
sequel honestly sucked.
yeah. Oh, and the other thing was the Deadpool and Wolverine coming out at the same time. And obviously Ryan Reynolds is Blake Lively's husband. And like there's also things coming out about Ryan Reynolds now that I'm seeing, which I'm like, I can't take like
No.
I don't like same vibes with make so like the thing was that like
No,
she was
not
just
Ryan
like
Reynolds.
he wrote a scene in It Ends With Us. Like he helped write a scene. And there was a lot of creative differences. Well, just in general between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. But like Blake Lively was basically pulling like I'm the producer card, but Justin Baldoni was like, but I'm the director. Like I don't understand. But then she had Ryan coming in from the back saying like, no, this is how we're gonna do it. Which is
No.
which again, I don't know how much is true and like what is here and what is that. But like now I'm like, oh my god, are Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds like not good? Which I can't even believe because I saw oh my god, I saw Deadpool and Wolverine. I best Deadpool movie. Best Deadpool. I was literally like near pissing my pants most of the movie. It was so good. It was so funny. It was excellent. And I'm like, I can't dislike this man. Not when Hugh Jackman is his best friend and Hugh Jackman's
No.
like a genuinely good person.
There's
With
no
Taylor Swift, like
I refuse. I don't want to believe that they're bad people, but maybe I'm just living in La La Land.
the thing is
Like,
too, they might not be bad people at all. It might just be the way everything's unfolding and that people are finding out about things.
that's true. People go up and down with who they like and who they don't like on social media all the time.
All the time. All the time. And like again, for all we know, something happened on set and there's a reason why Justin Baldoni is not doing this press tour with them. So it's just there's definitely things we're missing. Or at the end of the day, it could all be a scam and it's just for everyone to talk about it and go watch the movie, like when Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell could have been in a relationship for anyone but you.
This is true.
You know, at the end of the day, anything's possible. Also, haven't seen Twisters. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I haven't.
I really want to see it.
Me too. I've heard amazing things about it, and I'm literally on TornadoTok right now.
No.
I need to go see Twisters.
like regular tornadoes?
Oh, I get tornado updates from all over the country. Like I saw one, it was actually really scary because my mom always told me that tornadoes, I have this fascination with tornadoes. She was like, but they can't land, like they need a bunch of land to like touch down and move. So I was like, oh, perfect. I'm safe where I live. I just saw a tornado in China like 3 days ago, like tear through a city, like a full city with like skyscrapers. And I was like, what the fuck? That's not supposed to be able to happen. And then I also thought it was weird. I don't know where I got this from. I thought tornadoes were like an American thing. So I'm like, I didn't know they could just happen anywhere.
The Americans invented tornadoes. Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, they probably are more susceptible in America because of the landlock. And we are a huge country. So they're like something in like Spain or France or something also landlocked, but like much smaller of a country. It's like probably not gonna happen exactly there. But China's a different story.
Yeah. No, they definitely get tornadoes. They get tornadoes in cities. That's terrifying.
Can I tell you what my like main natural disaster fear is?
Tell me.
It's tsunamis.
Those freak me out too.
Tsunamis never happened anywhere near me in my life. They're mostly in Japan, in the Pacific. And like but ever since like growing up, I was like, I live on an island. I could drown. I could drown. Like or like we're just gonna be over to and when Sandy hit, forget it. I was like, there was so much water everywhere and everyone was flooding and like everything. I was like, the water levels are gonna go up and we're gonna get a tsunami. And my dad was like, no. Like, that's not how science works. And I was like, oh my God, we're gonna get a tsunami. I'm like terrified of them. I have like that's like my one reoccurring dream is
No.
like giant. And the thing is, I love the water
I was
and I
gonna
love
say,
waves.
you're a beach girl.
I'm a huge beach girly. I love the ocean. I swim in the ocean. I have no issues with that. It's just the idea of a very large wave.
I
So
think like natural disasters like that freak me out because like they can just come out of nowhere and there's literally like nothing you can do.
I
Like,
think, yeah, it's just the idea that there's nothing you can do
yeah. And
except
like once it happens, you're just like, well, here we go.
yeah,
Like,
you just basically just like have to be prepared. And I'm like, how do I prepare for a tsunami? How do I prepare for a tornado? What if a tornado picks up my whole house and I, you know,
I
fly
live in
away?
constant fear because I'm in an apartment complex and I'm not on the first floor. And I'm like, where would I go? Like, what the hell would I do if there was something whipping around here?
Do you have a fire escape?
No,
Huh, that's interesting.
I don't. Maybe. No, I definitely
You
like
would
on
have a
the
ladder on your
no,
balcony.
no.
How high is it? Could you jump?
I'd probably get some broken ankles, but I could.
Hmm. We should, you know, get an escape plan ready for you in case you have to.
Sam's like, no, actually, what if I
Actually, I'm
don't
a little
have
concerned.
it? Sam's like, what if a tornado does come?
What if a tornado tsunami comes in and starts a fire in your apartment? How are you gonna get out? Like, these are things we have to think about, people. And that's what it's like growing up with anxiety. Yeah.
Cheers.
There's some more drama that we are going to jump into here, which I also have done a lot of research on.
This one I've done research on.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Sedona Prince, who a lot of people know, went viral a couple years ago for the March Madness women's tournament, made a lot of noise about making it equal, which at the time, really great. Jordyn and I both really liked Sedona back in
Yeah.
the days. We were like, we'd take a bullet for her.
Yeah.
Love it. Like, she was just this really tall, cool, amazing. We
Yeah.
were all
Female
about it.
athlete. I was like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with her.
Exactly. Like, it's like, how can you not? Then like TikTok, gets TikTok famous, gets all these girlfriends, very public about all of her relationships. Then we end up with this girl, Olivia, who posted like, I don't know, 15 videos
Yeah. It was a long series.
of her talking about this trip they took to Mexico. When you no wait, who texted me about it? Did you text me? You texted me about
I
it.
think so.
And I went like, pause. I am
Yes.
literally going on to the internet right now. I watched every single video.
Yep.
And I was just like, and I was literally sitting there and I had like my headphones in and I was watching it on my computer so that it looked like I was working. And because I was in LBI with my parents and I was like, I can't have my parents think that I'm sitting here watching TikToks. So I'm gonna do it on my computer. So I typed in TikTok.com on my computer. Like the millennial that I am. And watch this. But yeah, just a banana story. Didn't know when it was gonna get better, didn't know when it was gonna get worse, didn't know when it was gonna stop.
And it just kept getting worse. I was like, please stop. Please
Yeah.
stop. Yeah, no. So for those that don't know anything about this, Sedona has this like history of dating, like really, because Sedona's obviously a tall basketball player. She has this history of dating very petite brunette girls. And there was a girl, it's always like the same old where it starts off, they're obsessed with each other, like so in love, everything's perfect, happy rainbows. And then there's this really dramatic breakup. And like we're going through the second version of this. And I feel bad because once, like you mentioned, once Sedona started posting a lot on TikTok and like being more of a creator, I started being like, I don't know if I love her as much. I was like,
I agree.
yeah, like I was like, now that we were seeing more of her and seeing her like out of an athlete standpoint, I was like, okay, like there's something not quite right. And then her and her previous girlfriend Riley broke up, and it was this big dramatic breakup that I really didn't follow that much, but I saw like pieces of Riley, pieces of Sedona. And that's when I was like, Sedona's a red flag, like a walking red flag. I do not like this. So literally after that, I unfollowed her on TikTok and I really didn't see like anything about her
Same.
until I knew she had a new girlfriend that looked like Riley. But again, petite brunette. And I'd seen like a couple videos, but like literally, other than I knew she had a girlfriend, nothing. And then all of this came out. So Olivia is Sedona's second girlfriend, or in this time span at least. And there may have even been others in between. I'm not 100% sure. But she comes out, and like Sam said, 15-part series that literally should have been called Surviving Sedona, because
Which people have like just started calling it that. I'm pretty sure.
it's crazy. It's really crazy.
Like literally putting it in again like a Spark Notes version. They went to Mexico, and the first thing that she said was that she was scared of Sedona in the morning. That's the first thing. Every day that girl wakes up, she's scared of her partner. Immediately, not great.
Yeah.
But they get on the plane. She ends up spilling a beer on Sedona on accident. Sedona moves her seat and is pissed off. They get into a car. The car crashes to take them to the hotel. Then that's a whole big thing. Then they rented an ATV. This is also for Sedona's birthday.
And Olivia paid for the entire trip.
Olivia paid for everything. And also, how old is Sedona still playing college basketball?
Dude, I feel like she was in college when, like, I was in college, and now we've been out for 4 or 5 years.
Right. Like, that's... I'm, like, looking it up. I need to...
How old is she?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I need to know how old she is. I just typed in Sedona. Like, they're going to know who
She's
I'm talking
24 years old.
She's 24. That's
How
crazy.
the hell are you still in college?
That's bananas. I mean...
Wait, this is the most absurd thing ever. I Google how old is Sedona Prince, and the first, like, image that comes up is of Olivia and her series, Surviving Sedona.
I love that.
I need to upload this.
Also, like real quick before I continue on with the what happened, I saw someone pulled up an old video of hers where right after she broke up with there she is.
That's her ex.
That's incredible. I actually love that.
Right?
Right after she broke up with Riley, posted a video lip syncing to Kill Bill by SZA, saying, "I might kill my ex." Like, bananas thing to say. So the main thing that I thought was actually batshit crazy in this story was that they rented an ATV. Apart from all this other like, if you want to hear all the details, I would go watch Olivia's videos. But shortened version, they get an ATV in Mexico, then drive in the middle of the night into the middle of the Mexican jungle, arguing because Olivia wants to go back because she's scared.
Oh, and Sedona made them leave their phones in the hotel room.
Very, very important. Yeah, so they have no ways of communicating or finding out where they are or getting home or whatever. Olivia's like crying on the back of this ATV. Sedona stops the ATV, pushes her off of it, and then leaves her in the middle of the Mexican forest with no phone.
Yes.
Attempted murder,
Yes.
as people have been saying.
And then Olivia got super lucky. She said there was a truck of random men, which also, as a female in Mexico, like, just scary as is, that's her only out. And like, I fully don't blame her. You got to do what you got to do at that point, but just terrifying in general. Anywhere you don't approach as a single woman, you do not approach a truck full of men, no matter where you are. Like, you just don't do it. Especially not in a jungle. Like, that's terrifying. So yeah, she goes up, and then I guess Sedona saw the truck approaching Olivia. So that was when Sedona turned around. Like, if that truck wasn't coming, like, how long would it have taken Sedona to turn around and go get her girlfriend?
There also was a point where Sedona flipped the ATV.
Yes.
The ATV broke, and they were stopping this car to get a ride home. And like, they just clipped the broken ATV onto the back. I guess they put it like in neutral or something. And they were riding on the back of the ATV while this car was pulling them That's what I understood the situation was. And then they stopped, and Sedona told them it was fine, and she told these guys to leave, and they still have a broken ATV, and they're still in the middle of Mexico in the middle of the night. So anyway, somehow they get back to the hotel. I don't know how. Insane that I would have been passed out on the floor. I think I would have my body just would have went into like breakdown mode, just go to sleep. But then there's a bunch of other things that happen in between. They're fighting. Sedona like goes off and does her own thing. She like goes and like gets tattoos or something. And Olivia, through all this, is also being so still nice to her because it's still her birthday. So she's just like trying to be like, oh, I'm so happy you're having a good time. Like, I wish I was with you. Like, I'm like, holy shit. Go ahead.
She said the infamous line. And like it sounded like she even said it without like realizing she was saying the line, where like they wake up the morning after all this awful shit that Sedona literally caused, and has to look at Sedona and be like, let's forget about yesterday. Let's have a good day today.
Yeah.
I want us to have a good day today. And if you are at the point in any relationship where you guys are saying those words, like, please let it be a good day today. Like, the relationship's over.
That's I can't even imagine. That is a horrible thing to be saying to your partner.
Yeah.
And again, other things are going on through all this. Sedona is like, we're broken up, like everything like this, but like again, they're still on this trip together, sharing a hotel room together, like the whole 9 yards. Then she ends up finding these other girls who are like flirting with Sedona, and Olivia's just like, what the fuck? Meets up with these other, then Olivia has these two girls that she just met, but are like kind of her allies in this whole situation. And like Sedona is just like, if you leave, I'm gonna have sex with these girls. I just it literally renders me speechless because I'm like, what an insane thing. Like, I am not a doctor. I am not at all someone who can diagnose people, but Sedona has some sort of mental illness that needs to be situated.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
That is insane behavior.
It was literally insane. Apparently, the one girl was like in the hot tub with Sedona topless. Sedona's like holding her, pouring tequila in her mouth, as Sedona's literal girlfriend who planned and booked and paid for this entire trip for your birthday is standing in the other room. And then the kicker for me, I was like, oh, it can't get worse. It can't get worse at all this. I was expecting the cheating bait because Sedona may not have slept with them, but that's cheating. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, babes. Wake up. You just cheated on your girlfriend in front of her. 100%. And the kicker for me was the phone call with Sedona and her mother. And it's on speaker for Riley to hear. And Sedona has the audacity to say Riley ruined her birthday.
Olivia.
Oh.
I knew what you meant. Yes. I knew what you meant. But yeah, she was like, yeah, she ruined my birthday. And she's like, just putting your mom on speakerphone, talking about someone who's sitting in the room with you, like relationship or not. That's, again, insane behavior.
Absurd.
It is insane. And then eventually, Olivia finally comes to her senses and it's just like, you know what? Do whatever the fuck you want. We're over. We're done. I'm flying home. See you later.
Yep.
And Sedona proceeded to stay in Mexico for 12 more days.
Yep.
Which I would love to know what those 12 days consisted of, because it can't be good.
Yeah, but she was telling Liv, like, I'm sick of all this shit that you've planned for me. I'm sick of the dinners and all these meals. Like, I can't remember what word she used, but she was like, my birthday's supposed to be wild. Like,
she said that manic.
My birthday's supposed to be manic. I should be manic right now.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm so tired of all the boring, beautiful things or something like that. And I'm like, someone loves you and is going out of their way. Like, an entire trip to Mexico is not a cheap thing. Like, if my husband planned that for me, I would like be groveling. I'd be like, I don't know how to make this up to you. Like, that is crazy.
Olivia even said she planned that whole trip because Sedona went to her previously and was like, I feel like you're not doing enough romantic gestures for me. And Olivia was like, oh my God, like, that's a healthy, like, mindset. Like, if your partner comes to you and it's like, I don't feel like you're giving me enough romantic attention, whatever it may be, for her to be like, oh my God, her birthday's coming up. I'm going to plan this whole trip and make her feel like the most special person ever. Like, respect. Like, that's owning up to behaviors and listening to your partner.
Yeah.
And then there's Sedona.
And then there's Sedona, who is just manipulative and horrible and a serial cheater. That's the reason why her and Riley broke up.
Yep.
She cheated on Riley. And and then the topper on the whole thing is Sedona texting Olivia to tell her that if she says anything, she will pursue legal action.
Yes. To the point where her family can't put food on the table anymore.
Yeah. Her words. That is just so threatening.
It's disgusting behavior.
And I understand not all relationships will end on a good note, but like that seems entirely excessive.
And the latest update I've seen, there's a petition signed right now with like 700,000 signatures being like, Sedona should not be allowed to play college basketball anymore. And TCU came out and said, like, as of right now, she is on the active roster.
Fucking TCU and their dumbass tidal wave, right? What are they? Frogs?
They're the frogs, yeah.
Stupid.
Well,
stupid.
They gave us Jalen Rager, so who needs them?
But yeah, I'm just so in awe of all the like TikTok is feeding us.
Yeah.
TikTok is straight up feeding us. We are getting so many different dramas, so many different things going on between this, it ends with us, Reputation, and just the stupid fucking cat videos I get on my TikTok. That's my entire feed. That's my whole feed.
Replace cats with tornadoes.
Yeah, no, I don't want that. That and the fucking Demure thing. To just close off this episode real quick, I can't stand that trend.
No. I thought it was so cute and funny the first like 4 times I heard it, and now I can't stand it.
Also, just the fact that a lot of these kids on the internet did not know that Demure was like a word.
Yes.
And think that they invented this word. Someone, like, I saw a clip from like 2014 from the it's Kelly Ripa and I think Ryan Seacrest, so it's the Kelly and Ryan show. She says the word demure to someone. It was like Nicki Minaj or something. And someone was like, oh my God, Kelly Ripa's so ahead of her time. And I'm like, the fuck? Like,
I saw a clip of the nanny saying it.
Yes. And like, that's, I guess, like, you know, like people are using it now to like their advantage to get like views and stuff, like, you know, things like that. And they're pulling old clips. And it's like, why do they think that they just invented this word?
I can't even make fun of that though, because I'm pretty sure there was shit when I was a kid that I thought like my generation invented and actually was a real word. And my mom was like, haha, I'm fucking cooler than you.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess that's just getting older. But yeah. I was just like, again, I was like, for the, like you said, like I saw the original video and then like I saw a few people saying like very mindful, very classy, very demure. And I was just like, oh, cute.
Yeah.
And then it just was like, it just took off way too much, way too fast. And I was like, I hate this. I never want to see it ever again.
I absolutely agree. Anyway. I'm over it. I'm over it. And unfortunately, this episode is over as well.
Whoop, whoop, we did it.
All right. If you made it this far, thank you so much. I think this is one of our biggest hot mess episodes ever, but we love you dearly. If you think we're funny and amazing, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to us here on our YouTube channel. If you don't follow us already, make sure to catch us on all of our socials. We are at the Unsolicited_podcast for TikTok, Instagram, and Threads. We're on Twitter at Sam and Jordyn. If you prefer audio, we are also available wherever you get your audio podcasts. And I think that's it.
Slay Queen.
Thanks.
We will see you guys. We will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.